Welcome back, dear students. In previous video we discussed about the characteristics of cooperative society. Let's discuss some advantages of cooperative society. In that, first is easy formation process. It is very easy to form a cooperative society as compared to a joint stock company. The simple requirement is 10 or more members have to make written application to the registrar with 4 copies of bylaws. Next is perpetual existence. As soon as cooperative society is registered, it gets a separate legal existence from its members. Death, insolvency, or resignation of the members do not affect the existence of the society. In this sense, society enjoys long life. Next advantage is open membership. Cooperative societies work on the principle of open membership. Therefore, many persons can become a members. The membership is not restricted to a few persons only. Next advantage is limited liability of the members. The liability of members remains limited to the extent of capital contributed by them. He is not personally liable to pay the liability of a cooperative society. Generally, his liability is limited up to the face value of the shares. Next advantage is government assistance. A cooperative society is the people's movement. Moreover, it promotes moral, social, and educational values. It also helps the economic enlistment of the people. That is why the government gives many concessions and support and privilege to this organization. Next advantage is democratic management. All the members of the society are jointly known as the general body, whereas the members who manage the cooperative society are jointly known as the managing committee. The they democratically manage a cooperative society. One member, one vote is the rule, and thus members can have a voice in management. Next advantage is less administrative expenses. The cooperative society is based on the principle of thrift. Honorary services of members is available in the management. Management is also economical and advertisement expenses not incurred in that. Next advantage is special class of customers. Mostly the members are the customers. Members are specific and goods are sold only to them. Next advantage is strong competitors against trading institutions. Sometimes trading institutions, in lieu of more profit, indulge in adulteration, cheating, black marketing, etc. A cooperative society can stand as a strong competitor against trading institutions because a cooperative society ensures economic upliftment, social and economic justice to the members, and in addition to this, it is free from unfair trade practices followed by trading institutions. Next advantage is welfare activities for the societies. A cooperative society discourages monopoly, brings a better distribution of wealth, works on the principle of service and controls exploitation. It is also uses its surplus profit for social advantages by way of establishing charitable hospitals, schools, etc. So it increases social welfare. Next advantage is training school for democracy. Democracy predominates in the management of the society. The significance is given to human being rather than capital. Democracy remains alive as the significance of the members is maintained in cooperative society. Thus, cooperative society is the training school for providing education of the ideal principles of democratic management. Next advantage is economic upliftment and growth of members. Cooperative society gives important contribution towards the growth of its members. For example, consumers' cooperative societies supply day-to-day quality consumable products at fair prices, prevents economic exploitation of customers by middlemen. In the same way, the cooperative societies of producers supply raw materials, equipments, tools, etc. at fair prices to members. Small producers can produce easily and can realize economic growth. Cooperative societies have achieved much progress in the field like sugar, milk, leather and raw cotton, etc. Dear students, apart from some advantages, there are some limitations in cooperative society. Here are those limitations. In that, first is limitations of capital. In a cooperative society, there is a limitation on capital because the membership of the society is indirectly limited only up to local people. The members also generally belong to the poor class. Next limitation is lack of efficient management. The management of a cooperative society is inefficient because the working members of the managing committee may not show a keen interest in the working of the society. The members also lack of the managerial skill and intelligence because they generally belong to the lower class. Next limitation is political interference. A cooperative society is governed by the provisions of the Cooperative Society Act or law. The compulsion of maintaining records, submission of audited returns, and inspections by the government are the ways through which the state exercises control over societies. So, there is political interference in these societies. Also, the cooperative societies act as a platform for political activities at the time of the election of the managing committee. Some of the political parties get involved in it, due to which the basic principle of the cooperation comes to an end. Next limitation is non-cooperation among the members. Non-cooperation enters in the cooperative institution when there is doubt, discord, conflict, groupism, selfishness among the members. As a result, even though cooperative society is an organization of the individuals with common interests, it cannot get the benefit of cooperation. Dear student, just go through the video and revise the topic. In next video, we discuss about the meaning and definition of company. Also, we discuss the characteristics of company. Thank you.